Welcome back to more science. I'm your host, Boston PhD. Joining me as always, Dr. Moon.
Hi.
A quick
I mean,
piece of
hello, to use my
yes,
doctor voice.
that's right. A quick piece of
The handwriting I've
production
already got down.
news here. Over the holiday break, all of the shows except for this one will still be airing. We're gonna take 2 weeks off. So after these next two episodes, we're gonna take a little bit of time off. And then we'll be back with more roguelikes after that. In the meantime, though, next two episodes we're going to be revisiting some roguelikes we've played in the past that have gotten either significant content updates or maybe some potential kind of larger fixes. Sort of thinking of Swords of Ditto, when they kind of redid that entire big thing, stuff like that. So we're going to
Mhm.
play. Next up, we're going to do Neon Abyss for our next game. We're going to see how probably many hundreds of weapons they've added to that game or something. It seems like every time I
Uh-huh.
turn around, there's a ton of new content they've added. So we're going to check that out next. Then after that, we're going to do The Legend of Bumbo. We're going to revisit that and see what this latest version of Bumbo turns out to be. Came out with a huge patch a while ago, and we'll see what is contained therein, and if the game was kind of fixed in the way that they were saying it would be. So probably won't be.
Hopefully, fixes.
Yeah, we won't be going back and re-ranking anything, those or anything like that. But wanted to kind of, with our 2 weeks available, didn't want to hop into something brand new. So we'll check out some older
We
stuff.
want to relax.
Yeah, we want to wind down our year as it is. So we're here to talk about ranking for Mana Spark, a game we just finished playing. We'll talk about our final impressions of the game, ask the question we always ask, which is, are we going to keep playing the game or not? And then we'll put in our giant list of the best roguelikes of all time. Moon, what are your closing thoughts here on Mana Spark?
Um, it is a perfectly fine game that is probably a little bit too hard for my liking right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have the time nor the patience um to be dealing with grinding against a skill level difficulty right now.
Sure.
At least by myself, I don't have the time or the ability to be able to do that right now.
Right.
Uh, I mean, it's fine. The stuff is fine. The game is fine. The music is pretty solid.
True.
The replay feature is probably pretty great.
Yeah, still
That
happy that's not on a console. I don't need to relive those memories.
uh-huh. It's still such a good feature.
Yeah.
Um, showed you how I died. I could do that a lot. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's not stealing my brain, kind of
Mm,
thing.
right. Right. It's not one you're
You know?
sort of consistently being pulled back to.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And it's like, and it's no offense to it, but this is not the time of the year to. Or I'm at that age now where it's like, yeah, I'll probably continue to play some stuff, but not this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat here. I like Manaspark a lot, and I respect that it is um, sort of trying to do that Soulsborne difficulty sort of thing of like, you just gotta keep getting better. You gotta learn the enemy patterns. You gotta learn how each character plays. Um, Unlocking stuff makes it a huge impact in this game. Investing
Uh-huh.
your whatever those like blue disc things are in the camp vendors, those make a huge difference. It's not just like you now have 0.05% more armor. Hooray! It's nothing like that. It's like, no, here now your attack is different. Now you permanently have an artifact or things like that. So I
Yeah.
like that because we don't always get that in a lot of these games. Um, I'm with you. I feel like sometimes these games land at the right time for us, and sometimes they don't. And I feel like Manaspark is a good game that either doesn't click with us, sort of gameplay wise, or it just sort of landed at the wrong time, which is going to happen, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also
Yeah,
probably
we've also had that before where like a game hasn't clicked and then suddenly it clicked.
right. I mean, Genesis Alpha One is our probably our
It's the
best case
prime
scenario.
example of that.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like this game's garbage. I don't even like this. In 1 week, it's like, no, it's the best game ever. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Um, oh, God, what was I just gonna say? Totally lost my train of thought. Yay. Yeah, I don't think I'll be returning to this as much as I sort of want to, because I feel like if I would sit and spend the time with it, I feel like I could get really good at it and really kind of continue to get over the difficulty humps. I just
Uh-huh.
kind of don't have the time right now, especially with me being in the middle of playing like 4 other things. So something's
Yeah.
got to fall by the wayside, unfortunately. So
And also, to be honest, I kind of just don't want to.
yeah, and that's okay too. All right, let's figure out where this is going to sit in our giant list of the best roguelikes of all time. Remind you, it's infallible. Nobody can argue with it. We're going to start here at number
Yes.
40. Is Manaspark better than Dungreed? Which is a game I sort of consistently forget about.
Yes. And also sort of another good example of one that we kind of bounced off.
Yeah, I remember bouncing off of Dungreed pretty hard. Not because it's bad or anything, but I don't think it clicked with me as much as I was hoping it would.
Yeah, definitely didn't click with me like close at all.
Yeah,
Um, it's all the PC games, dude. It's every single
that's
time
right.
it's a PC game.
That's right.
That's when I have the issues.
That's right.
Um, I will go
I
with
think it's better
yes.
than yeah. I think it's better. Whoops. Hold on. Is Manaspark better than Ironcast?
Let's talk about difficulty spikes, shall we?
Man, Ironcast. If anyone doesn't remember, this is the Match 3 steampunk robot fighting game.
Uh-huh.
That brutally difficult. Really great. But just
It's
like,
not that's not a difficulty spike, it's a difficulty mountain.
yeah,
Like
like
you
minute
need
one.
slice alone to get up that thing.
That's right. That's right. Right.
I could put it above it. Ironcast is a great game that's way too hard.
Yeah, I feel like I was making good progress in um, Manaspark, sort of at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, and then the difficulty kind of ramped a little bit naturally. But Ironcast, like you're saying, you're faced with that mountain minute one, and it was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of classic games, is Manaspark better than the Swords of Ditto classic? Bless you.
Thank you. I think so. I think Swords of Ditto is a very charming game,
Mm-hmm.
but it also falls slightly apart to the is it a roguelike kind of question.
Well, and the thing I remember the most about Swords of Ditto is how much a lot of our runs sort of came down to, oh, we got this item and this item and this item, now we're good. And we're kind of always searching for
Mm-hmm.
those 1 or 2 really good, weapons or synergies or whatever, and anything other than that kind of felt like it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
I think I can agree with you. I think Manaspark for me goes above that too.
Yeah.
Is Manaspark better than Gunfire Reborn?
Oh, sure.
2 games that did not click for us.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I
Yeah, 100%.
I
I'm good with putting it above it.
I
But
agree.
Gunfire Reborn is also one of those games that has so much depth to it that like
Yeah,
I barely scratched the surface.
yeah, yeah. We played it for a month straight, pretty hardcore, and still didn't scratch a ton of that. Is Mana Spark better than Into the Pit? Into the Pit,
Mm,
to remind everyone, is that first person, kind of lo fi looking, uh,
rescue the people who
yeah,
are
rescue
trapped
the
in the
people
thing.
dungeon crawler thing. That was pretty cool.
I
This
didn't get
one's,
far into the pit, but I kind of really like Into the Pit.
that was what I was about to say too, of like, I liked Into the Pit a lot, and that was another one where I feel like you could play Into the Pit for a really long time and just kind of keep digging more content out of that thing.
Hmm. And it's
My knee jerk is to leave it here.
honestly mine too.
And I feel like,
Um,
good.
it, I feel like Into the Pit was a difficult game. I'm sure we all remember how
Yeah.
difficult that was. Um, but it didn't have the difficulty spikes of previous ones. I don't think it was as hard as Mana Spark, and I think the best thing about Into the Pit was like you knew what you were getting into. Like
Mm,
it told you on each of the rooms exactly what was in there, so you could make the decision
that's true. I liked that a lot
to
of about that.
yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
think it might stop here.
yeah, I'm good with that. That means that Mana Spark is our new number 37 out of our big list here of 57 games, which is a shockingly high number of video games here. Which, goodness.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so that's it for Mana Spark. Thank you for everyone for listening. Thank you for playing along with us. If you're playing along, as we talked about at the top, you're revisiting 2 games here over the next 2 weeks. Taking a 2 week break after that, and then we'll be jumping into another month of another hopefully good roguelike. We'll see you all next run. Bye.
Bye.